You have questions, we have answers. This is Jane Muller.
And this is Ken Muller. Welcome to our show, all about real estate with Ken and Jane. Today, we have as our guest Crystal Pleasant, who's the newly elected president of the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce. Crystal, big welcome to our show.
Oh,
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Yes, big congratulations on being elected president of the chamber. Can you share with us your involvement and how you got involved initially with the chamber?
Well, we became members, our church, in 2021. We actually 2020, because we launched our ministry, Vibrant Church, in East Brunswick in 2021. And prior to that, the end of 2020 is when we joined the chamber. We've always been a ministry that believed in getting involved in whatever was happening in the community. And the main reason was it provided opportunities for our ministry to serve on a greater platform outside of the four walls of the church. Yeah. And so everywhere we've been, we would always get involved on a community level. And so this time we were like, why not join this organization of businesses right here in our hometown?
Yeah.
And we moved to East Brunswick in 1999, actually.
Wow, long time ago.
You're longer than
yeah.
us. We moved. We got us beat.
Yeah, September 1999. At that time, our ministry, my husband was not the pastor then, and our ministry was in Jersey City. My father-in-law founded it in 1985. But in 1998, that's when my husband was ordained, and then later I was ordained. But we continued to have the ministry where it was in Jersey City. And eventually we wanted to bring it home. We've always dreamt of worshiping where we lived.
Yeah.
And so the opportunity came during the shutdown. And, we were really kind of bringing our hearts and minds together and trying to figure out a way that when we relaunch, it would be right here in East Brunswick. And so that's what happened.
And where is your ministry located in East Brunswick?
15 Fern Road. And so we have the School of Temple B'nai Shalom. They had the vacant school for many years.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we started looking for a place then. And they had a need, and we had a need.
Yep.
And so it was a
Perfect
win-win
match.
situation.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we love it. People come to the area and the parking lot, and they see a Jewish temple and a Christian church sharing the same location, and it just blows their minds. But it's been a great experience, and we just love being there.
I think in East Brunswick, we always have an interfaith, the event every year.
Yes.
In fact, there's one coming up.
That's right.
There's one in November that's coming up, I believe. Yeah,
it's always, so we're members of the Interfaith Clergy Council as well.
Yeah.
And so it's...
I know, I saw you back in summer.
Right.
They had
the
an
National
event.
Day of Prayer.
That's right,
Yeah.
That's
so that
good.
is so cool. Both you and your husband are ordained ministers. So do you take turns leading the services?
We
or you
take
both,
turns. We share. We do have a very relaxed setting. We've been in ministry all of our lives, both of us. From young people, starting teaching Sunday school, and then working up with the older youth, and then leadership team level. And so it's been something. It's like our second nature to serve in a Christian setting. And so we both went to seminary right there in New Brunswick. Theological Seminary, and we graduated in 2016, actually. But we had served many years without that.
Just on your...
Because our parents, we come from generations of ministry leaders on both sides.
That is so cool, yeah.
Yeah, and so finally we were like, you know what, we want to go to school.
Just make it officially stamp it, right? But
So it's funny because at that time we had served in so many capacities, but it's something that we both wanted to do. And so our lives just completely changed once we did that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Our daughter, when she's young, she went to CCD. And I think that's great for the children, for the family, have a faith. And absolutely. So
we spent years taking our youth, basically the 13 and up, to retreats in the mountains, and we would go every year, and the parents trusted us to take them just for a time to reset and renewal, to carry them away from all of the, noise and distractions, and kind of refocus them on life and goals and purpose. Yes. And so it's something we've continued even now at this stage where we will have annual church retreats and just take all of the, the entire family away, and while there, have programs for the children and marriage married couples and, the young adults, and just really hit everybody at once.
Yeah.
And so we are a big retreat group.
Okay.
That's good. Where do you guys go for the retreat?
Oh, my goodness. So we've been to Shawnee in the Poconos.
The skiing place, yeah.
Right, because they have a nice setup there, but then you get to zip line and you get to, snow tube and all these things.
So they have fun. So the retreat is some worship, some meditation, but it's also having fun.
And it's during those times that even the parents or those that normally don't get outside, right? It's their opportunity to join their children and young people in those kind of fun, exploits. And so we get them on tubes. We've had grandmas on tubes, But it's just a time to really, as a family, get closer and bond and, forget about those heavier matters just for the weekend.
Yeah, that's great.
I think a lot of time, right? I mean, the family feel the school, for the education. I mean, I personally strongly believe the parents are the first set of teachers
Absolutely.
your kids have. So a lot of time, right, you will say, sometimes you say, where did you get that? Maybe get from you as a parent, right?
Yes.
So that was like a funny thing, right? We have a dog. We always
we always have rescue dogs.
Okay.
And then I call the dogs from yard, right? They just run back in. When daddy call them, sometimes they don't, right? So one day the daddy desperate and say to Maria, she was very young that time. She was only about 9 or 10, so it was like very young. And daddy said, Maria, daddy have to go to appointment. Can you get a dog in? And she said, well, why do I have to get a dog in? And daddy was desperation said,
so
I will give you, I will pay you. She said, yeah, $10. And daddy said, that's too expensive, $5. So anyway, she opened the door. She just said, she's called the name and said, you come back immediately. And then the dog came back. I think that was like she heard me call them.
Oh, with
so the dog,
authority.
The dog didn't know it's mommy or the dog or sister. They just came back.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of time, right? You just see. You would think, where'd she get that from? Maybe watching you do it.
That's right.
So like a lot of family, if you're loving, caring for each other, maybe your kids can feel that way.
Right.
And that's everything start from home.
It does. They're a part of the journey.
Yes.
Even when our children were small, I remember, we had our sons, we have 3 sons, and they were all 2 years apart. And so as youth pastors, we would have a carrier, somebody holding my knee, somebody in my husband's arms, and we were driving up to the Poconos.
Yeah.
And back then, I had a big van. He had one big van, but our babies were with us.
Right. Yeah.
And so they watched, we model what we... Sometimes we model the values, and some people say our children catch what we're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not so much they heard us say it, but it was caught.
Let me guess, you never had to yell at them, right?
Oh, come on. we still
have to yell at them.
I remember, we have a funny story because I used to use scriptural principles
you would say,
to teach our children when they were young. And so when they would bicker back and forth, I remember saying to them, don't falsely accuse.
Oh, there you go.
So that's biblical, but I didn't use like references. I would just use the essence of it.
Yeah.
Don't falsely accuse. And so one time I was upset with them, the 3 boys, and I was saying, what did you do? And you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And one of the boys, 3 years old, looked at me and said, Mom, you're falsely accusing. So cute.
I used to tell Maria the 10 Commandments. I said, remember, honor your father and mother. Whenever she got disrespectful, I said, remember the 10 Commandments.
But they hold you accountable, right? But it's like, this is the truth we live by. And then they turn it around and go, well, right now you're blaming me for something that I didn't do. Yeah. Mom, you're falsely accusing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a great story. And you guys provide a great value, great service to the community.
Thank you.
In doing that.
Thank
you.
Let's
now switch. Let's talk about your role now. You're taking on the president of the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Has about approximately 350 local businesses. So it's a lot to manage, a lot to keep going. What do you think? What is the mission at this point of the chamber in your vision for the mission in the future? What you want to do with the chamber? What new ideas
under this administration, I've coined the phrase Operation Activation.
Okay.
And basically, it is our goal and our very intentional incentives that we're planning to promote opportunities for the entire membership to get involved,
Yes.
whether it's serving, whether it's teaching, whether it's learning, but every member has the opportunity at some level to get involved and be engaged. And our hope is that as we continue throughout the year with various interactions and incentives and events, that they in turn will be so, fired up and ignited that they also tell others. And so other people who hear about some of these endeavors, because what we hope is that these incentives will create such a sense of ownership, where this is my chamber and this is our chamber family, and you should join us, like we're doing a lot of great things. And so that's kind of where we are. That's one of the primary goals, is to really get so many people involved. And I think it's something that you see in many organizations where you'll have that, top 10% that's kind of doing everything, and then maybe 90% are just kind of coasting along. Yeah. But we really want to deliberately create opportunities where everybody can say, I'm putting my hands in this, and we want to be involved. And, they'll be able to share with others, just how great this chamber is.
And be proud of it, right?
And be proud of it.
Yeah. Spread the good word, so to speak, to use religious.
Yeah. And so that's one of our missions. And then also, we have incentives for growth, for membership growth. And so we've decided to give special recognition to our members who bring in others, as well as, perhaps find other ways other than just announcing them at our events, but doing some digital advertising with their names involved, saying these are the ones who are responsible for these new relationships. Yes. And so we have a lot of things that we're thinking about and have discussed in the new e-board, that will incentivize, everyone, really, everyone.
Mm-hmm. When you get more people involved, the workload become much less. But most importantly is more ideas pull in. Because at the chamber, we all business owners, we all industry leaders. So everybody have their expertise, have their ideas, have their ability to bring something special to the table.
There's a treasure of wealth. There's a treasure of experience. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a treasure of knowledge and wisdom right within the chamber.
You just have to tap into it.
Right.
So that's what you're,
And so we, I, as the president and the e-board that serves with me, we see it as our responsibility to unlock and unleash this treasure.
That's a great way to put it.
Right?
Yeah.
So that it's flowing throughout the chamber and that all of us are having access to all of this wisdom and all of this knowledge. Yep. And the skills, the extraordinary skills.
Yeah. And based on the meeting that I attended, the one that you were newly announced, that you bring a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of passion, which is great.
Yeah, that's right. I can feel it.
You can feel the excitement. It's almost like you're ready to let's get out there.
That's probably ministry carrying over.
That's right, but it's
that's
good. In a good way.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
We're going to go to break now. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back to our show. We're joined today with Crystal Pleasant, the president of the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce. So, Crystal, let's talk about some of the ways that the chamber helps the local businesses grow and network, and what types of events the chamber has done in the past to help bring business owners together. If you want to talk about like the monthly meetings, some of the special networking events and opportunities. So listeners out there that might be in East Brunswick or the surrounding area might want to consider joining the chamber.
Right. And so one of the main goals of the chamber is to provide opportunities for networks and partnerships. Mm-hmm. And that's from business to business, but it's also bridge building from businesses to our community so that we can reach outside of our chamber and then provide support where it's needed, to rally together and support, various organizations and our local government within East Brunswick. And so we have various meetings and gatherings that we do on a monthly basis and throughout the year. And one of the huge ones is our monthly breakfast that you just mentioned, Ken. And that's comprised of, anywhere from 70 to 100 plus business owners gathering monthly at various locations, and these locations are owned by our members.
Yes.
Right.
And so it's a huge benefit to have, imagine 100 business owners come to you at your site and learn who you are and what you do and the services you provide. It's a major undertaking, and it boosts the exposure, right, and the accessibility to you from others. And so they're able to take that information back, right, to where they also lead and share that information that, we have this business owner who provides this certain service, and you might want to stop
local,
by.
yeah.
And you're local. And so that's one of our, highlights in this chamber is our monthly breakfast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love it.
And the food is good. The food is very good, too.
The food is good. Our members
we're kind
provide
enough to
the
have
food.
one of the right.
Right. I mean, we have everything. We have
Coffee,
a good 18 different industries in our chamber. And so, we have a whole group that provides, food and beverage and hospitality. And so, yes, our members get to serve. And so these who sponsor the venues, these who sponsor the food, they get special recognition. They get to come forward before everyone and talk about who they are and what they do so that we can put a face to the names of these businesses, and then they're recognized within the membership and people are able to reach out to them, one-on-one,
Yeah. And what's also great about these local breakfasts are the township officials. Usually the mayor's almost at every one of them, so you get update on the redevelopment.
Yes.
The other township officials.
Yeah,
like
Rob is
Zuckerman
there. He's in charge of our economy and
development.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And sometimes other officials, board members of the education and
Right.
other elected council members sometimes. Yeah, so it's just a great because you get it's a very good interaction
It's
between
a
the business partnership with the business, the township,
right?
The nonprofits like we just had on last week, Aldersgate, and we were talking about how active they are with the chamber and helping rally the business owners to help donate and support their organization.
Amazing.
It's amazing how everything works in unison.
And the chamber, we are invited to participate at the ribbon cuttings.
Yes.
Yes.
And so we have information on who's coming in, and the chamber itself. We gained at least 50 new members just since January of 2025.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ribbon cuttings. We've attended about 20 to 25 ribbon cuttings. And keep in mind, not all new businesses request that ceremony.
Yeah.
And so there are new businesses opening without the ribbon cuttings.
Yeah.
And so we get a sense that, the business, is the business zone and realm in East Brunswick is doing very well, and that the climate, the business climate is very healthy. Yeah. Even given the ebbs and flows of what's happened nationally.
I was just that was my question. How do you what's your take on it? Because you have a good feel from the local economy based on your interaction with the different businesses. But that's amazing, and considering with the government shutdown, with the SNAP benefits on hold temporarily, still, and we're very resilient locally, thankfully.
We have a ribbon cutting this month. We have one next month. There's been consistent growth. There has been consistent growth, even though we've had these obstacles on a national level, And so it's just been a blessing. So we enjoyed the partnership with our local government, Mayor Cohen and Rob Zuckerman, who invites us to come out and actually meet these businesses at their ribbon cuttings. And we're right on the spot. We're able to invite them.
Now, hopefully, that's what I was going to say. Hopefully you get to sign them up, right?
Right on the spot, we're able to invite them to join our chamber.
And if people want to join, if there are owners out there listening that want to join or explore joining the chamber, what are the ways that they can reach out to go about joining?
I would direct everyone right away to the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce website. And everything's there.
Which is pretty easy. It's www.ebrcc.org.
Right.
O-R-G, not,
that's .org. And you're able to email us from there. You're able to reach out, and there are forms already on the site where you can join right there.
And they can come for free to a breakfast meeting, right?
They can come to a breakfast, as a guest, just to try us out.
Try it out,
Right, to get a feel of who we are and what the atmosphere is like. And a lot of times once they do that, they join, And so we've been very fortunate. Before being a president, I was on the E-board last year as the secretary. So I had that 1 year to really observe behind the scenes, what happens when people visit the breakfast, and then not too long from there, they're joining.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's talk about a success story. There's many. I've had some personally where I've benefited and I've given business to chambers. But do you have any that you'd like to share from many different ways that the businesses feed off each other and get business there, and which is one of the main purposes of joining?
Yes. One of our top sponsors almost at every event we have is an attorney.
Yeah.
And she was telling us that her business has just taken off since she's become a member of the chamber. And that she feels one of the reasons she's always looking to sponsor in any way she can is because of the growth. Yeah. And she said she's been directly impacted, she and her business, since being a member. And so she's always sponsoring, at the top level, by the way, because of the impact the chamber has made on her business. I think of one of our salons who has a similar testimonial that so many clients have been gained and received just from being a member of the chamber.
I think I know which one that is, because that salon recently, maybe within the last 4 or 5 months, they hosted the breakfast.
That's
I
right.
believe. Yeah.
That's
so
right.
That's
right. That's right. That's right. And then also one of our nonprofit organizations is not only supported by the chamber, but also the individual members of the chamber in their outreach efforts, because they have such a large reach when it comes to giving to those in need. And so we are able to consistently support this particular outreach in East Brunswick. And it's far-reaching. It's outside of their reach is outside of our town, right? And so it's really a huge effort, an undertaking that they're involved in. They give everything from clothing to food, and so we're able as individual members, but also as a chamber, to consistently support them in their efforts.
Yeah. Some of those outreaches are amazing.
Yes.
One of them services like 100 families a week with food, needs.
That's right.
It's all volunteer.
All volunteer work. And I had the opportunity to go by there a couple of weeks ago because I had to drop off. You had to drop off something, but I had to walk through multitudes of families just to get to where I was trying to go to deliver a package I had. And just, it moves your heart to see, how you can help and how you can, be a blessing to so many people, even though you would have not had the opportunity to meet them on your own, and just your normal course of day. Yeah. And so that's what I love is one of the greatest things about being a member of the chamber is that on a larger platform, you're able to form partnerships, right? And serve in a way that maybe you wouldn't have been able to if you were just on your own.
And so besides the breakfast, what other there's special events throughout the year? There's in the summertime, and talk about
we
some
have
of those,
we have membership appreciations. We have happy hour events. We have lunch and learns. We have lunch and learns where the members, as well as local government and other business owners, come and they share their expertise, and they give demonstrations and samples of who they are and what they do. And so we're able to go. It's usually about 4:00, and it's once a month. And they're teaching and they're learning and they're sharing, and they're again forming partnerships with those who are able in such an intimate setting to talk to them afterwards, and go deeper into the conversations that they want to have with each other. And so it's just, so many opportunities. What we've added, which we're very excited about, is this golf outing that's coming up.
Okay, let's talk about
and that's April 20th.
Oh, okay, in the spring. So we got to get through this winter, which hopefully won't be too rough. But April 20th, the weather should be nice.
But from what I'm hearing from our committee that's running that is that the networking opportunities are endless. Sure. I mean, every day there's more and more ideas that they're putting forth. Talking about ways to connect with other businesses and communities and even counties outside of Middlesex County. And so this promises to be such a huge endeavor where many will hear about what we're doing, will want to connect with like-minded individuals, but also raise income to not just give scholarships to our graduates, whoever wins the prize of a scholarship, but also touching nonprofit organizations within the chamber. And so we plan to give to them as well.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the venue set up yet, or are you still looking for a golf course?
Well, they're talking about Forest Gate right now.
Okay,
right now.
In the planning stages.
Because one of our chairs of this committee is a member there. And so she wants to connect through her own membership.
Good. That should be looked forward to. Are you guys I'm gonna go. I know I golf a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I can play.
I want
to see you go too.
I'll give it a try.
Good, yeah.
But they're also planning events for people who don't golf.
Okay. Like Jane, she can have the hot chocolate
planning
and the coffee.
A wonderful meal together and some some giveaways and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it promises to be an amazing day.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're just about out of time. Just to leave you with the lastly, where do you see? What's your vision for the chamber? Where would you like to see the chamber in a year from now? In terms of growth or any year goals you have for the chamber?
Well, it would be great, Ken and Jane, to at least double our number of new businesses, right? If we got 50.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
So you want to get 100?
At least 100 new members.
New members? Wow.
But together, see ourselves as a network of businesses that are flourishing and thriving, but comprised of caring people who reach out beyond our borders and try to touch, those who are in need and then significantly impact the community around us by supporting wherever we can. And so just this, flourishing, thriving, well-connected group of business owners who make a difference.
That's the key. Yeah. It's not just about making the money, but also making a difference.
Giving
back is everything.
Yes.
So
it's huge.
I'm glad that's a great theme for the chamber. We want to help each other. We want to support each other and give business, but also give back to the community in meaningful ways. Well, thank you so much, Crystal, for being our guest. We're out of time. And once again, if anybody wants to consider joining the East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce, please check out their website, www.ebrcc.org. Thank you again, and we hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.